Let's be honest, for most people, the thought of selling a house is just exhausting. You've got months of not knowing what's going to happen, the endless cleaning for showings, and that constant worry that a deal might just fall apart at the last second. It's a huge stressor. But what if there was a way to just skip all of that? Today, we're going to break down a much simpler, more direct way to sell your home.
I mean, seriously, does any quote capture the feeling better than that? It just hits the nail on the head. It's that feeling of being completely bogged down, totally exhausted, and just fighting for every single step forward. It's a feeling a lot of homeowners know way too well.
And that's exactly what the traditional process feels like. A marathon. It is this long, slow, often frustrating journey that can just take over your life for months. So let's really unpack why this path has so many hurdles.
You know, when you list your home with an agent, what you're really doing is placing a bet. You're gambling that the perfect buyer will show up, that they'll love the house, that your home will pass their inspection without any major issues, and, this is the big one, that their bank loan doesn't fall through at the 11th hour. The whole thing is just filled with maybes.
And it's not just a game of chance either. There are very real things happening in the market, and a lot of hidden costs that can make a traditional sale stumble, or even completely collapse.
I mean, just look at what's going on right now. Interest rates are higher, so buyers are getting a little gun-shy. Home insurance costs, especially in places like Florida, are going through the roof. And here's a huge one. If your roof is on the older side, good luck. A lot of banks just flat out won't approve a mortgage. That creates this massive roadblock that can leave a seller totally stuck.
And beyond all the market stuff, there's the personal toll it takes on you. You're constantly having to prep your house, make it look perfect, and then leave at a moment's notice so strangers can walk through your home. It feels super invasive. And then you get these offers with all kinds of strings attached, like from buyers using FHA or VA loans, which have really, really strict inspection standards. And that often means you, the seller, end up having to pay for a bunch of repairs on a house you're trying to get rid of.
Okay, so let's talk numbers, because this is where it gets really eye-opening. Let's imagine your home sells for a nice round number, $400,000. Sounds great, right? Well, that's the number on the contract, but it is not the number that's going to hit your bank account. Not even close.
First thing, right off the top, you've got the agent commissions. The standard is about 6%. So on $400,000, that's $24,000 gone. Just like that. I mean, think about it. That's the price of a brand new car, and it vanishes before you've paid for anything else. But wait, there's more. Next up, you've got the seller's closing costs. These are all the little fees, title insurance, transfer taxes, all that administrative stuff. At around 3%, that's another $12,000 that just evaporates from your profit.
So let's put it all together. You start with that $400,000 sale. You take out commissions, closing costs, and let's be conservative and say $10,000 for repairs and staging to get it ready. Suddenly, your big sale has shrunk all the way down to $354,000. And that's not even counting the mortgage, tax, and insurance payments you were making for months while it was just sitting on the market.
Okay, so if the traditional route is that expensive, stressful marathon, what's the alternative? Well, this is where the direct cash sale comes into play. It's a process that's literally built to cut out the middlemen, the extra costs, and all that uncertainty.
And the process itself? It's refreshingly simple. Look at this, just 4 steps. You tell them about your house, they do their homework, you get a no-nonsense cash offer, and then, and this is the best part, you get to pick the closing date. If you need to be out in 7 days, great. If you need a couple of months, that works too. You are completely in control.
Now, maybe the most powerful part of this whole thing is what they call the as-is advantage. This one little concept gets rid of one of the single biggest headaches for anyone trying to sell a house. And when they say as-is, they really mean it. Think about clearing out a house you've lived in for decades. It can feel completely paralyzing. In this model, you just take what you want and you leave the rest. The old couch, the junk in the garage, the stuff in the attic, you can just walk away from it all. It takes away both the physical work and the emotional weight of it all. And this kind of speed and simplicity becomes an absolute lifeline in tough situations. You know, if you're facing foreclosure, a quick sale can stop the whole process and help save your credit. Or what about trying to sell a rental property with bad tenants? That's almost impossible the traditional way. With a direct sale, the buyer just takes on that problem for you, and you get a clean break. So of course, this all leads to the big question, right? The most important question. What about the price? How can an offer be fair if it's coming from a company that, has to make a profit?
Let's break down the actual logic behind it.
So what's the catch? The truth is there isn't one, but it does mean being totally transparent about how it works. This isn't about pulling a fast one on anybody. It's about providing a very specific service that solves a very specific problem.
A fair cash offer isn't about the top-line number. It's about the final number, the actual cash that ends up in your bank account. So while the offer price might look lower than what a realtor lists it for, once you subtract all those fees we just talked about, the commissions, the closing costs, the repair money, the net profit you walk away with is often very, very competitive.
And that's really the trade-off right there. You're trading a hypothetical top-dollar price, one that a realtor might promise you but can never guarantee, for three things that are concrete and real: guaranteed speed, 100% certainty that the deal will close, and instant peace of mind. And for a lot of people, that trade is absolutely worth it.
So, let's put it all together. This isn't about saying one way is good and the other is bad. It's about figuring out which path is the right one for your specific situation, right here, right now.
Here's how it all stacks up. On one side, you have the traditional sale. It's slow, it's expensive, it's uncertain, and it takes a ton of work from you. On the other side, you have the direct cash sale. It's super fast, you pay zero costs, it's 100% certain to close, and it requires almost no effort. The right choice really just depends on what you need most.
And you know, for so many people who go the direct route, the biggest benefit they feel isn't even the money. It's emotional. It's the incredible sense of relief that comes from finally checking that huge, stressful thing off your to-do list. The second those papers are signed, that weight is just gone.
And that really brings us to the final question, and it's one only you can answer for yourself. When you're making a massive life decision, like selling your home, what is truly the most valuable thing to you? Is it chasing that absolute maximum dollar amount, no matter how much hassle it takes? Or is it speed, certainty, and the freedom to just move on with your life?